Monday, 9 a.m., Manhattan Supreme Court, Civil Division. Dr. Sarah Michaels, 41, sits in the corridor outside courtroom 7B, wearing a charcoal suit that cost more than she wanted to spend, but her lawyer insisted. Juries notice everything. Her hands won't stop shaking. Across from her, behind a mahogany door with frosted glass, sits Michael Brennan, her former business partner, former best friend, the man who destroyed her life. Rebecca Torres, 52, Sarah's attorney, sits beside her, reviewing documents. Rebecca, Sarah, are you ready? Judge Harrison is notoriously impatient. We need to be sharp. Sarah, I've been ready for 3 years, ever since I lost everything. Rebecca, the jury saw the evidence, bank transfers, forged signatures, the offshore accounts. Brennan's own accountant testified against him. This is as open and shut as fraud cases get. Sarah, what are we looking at? Best case? Full restitution, $4.2 million, plus punitive damages. I'm pushing for $10 million total. And criminal charges are likely. The DA's office is watching this case. Brennan could face 15 to 20 years. Sarah should feel victorious. She doesn't. 20 years. He stole your company, Sarah, your life's work, your reputation, your savings. He deserves every year. A memory flashes. Michael, 10 years ago, at her mother's funeral, holding her while she sobbed, whispering, "You're not alone. I'm here, always." Another memory. Michael's daughter Emma, age 8, at the office Christmas party. "Miss Sarah, my daddy says you're the smartest person he knows." His daughter is 16 now. That's not your concern. If he goes to prison for 20 years, she loses her father through her entire adulthood. College, wedding, grandchildren, everything. Sarah, he made that choice when he committed fraud. You didn't put him here. He put himself here. The courtroom door opens. A bailiff appears. Michaels versus Brennan. Judge is ready. Rebecca stands. Sarah doesn't move. Sarah? Give me a second. We don't have a second. Come on. Sarah stands on autopilot. Her legs feel like they belong to someone else. 3 years earlier, where it started. MedTech Innovations Inc., the company Sarah and Michael built from nothing. A medical device startup that developed a revolutionary cardiac monitor. 12 years of 80-hour weeks, maxed out credit cards, belief when no one else believed. They were 50-50 partners, best friends since medical school. He was the business mind, she was the clinical genius. Together, they were unstoppable. Then came the breakthrough, FDA approval. A $50 million acquisition offer from a major healthcare company, the payoff they dreamed about. Sarah, in Michael's office 3 years ago. We did it. 12 years and we actually did it. Michael, popping champagne. To us, to MedTech, to never eating ramen again. They toasted, they laughed, they planned their futures. 2 weeks later, the acquisition fell through. The buyer pulled out, market conditions, they said. Sarah was devastated but ready to rebuild. Then she discovered the truth. The buyer didn't pull out. Michael had secretly negotiated a side deal. He'd restructured the company ownership without her knowledge, diluting her shares from 50% to 15%. Then he'd completed the acquisition alone, pocketing $42 million. Sarah got $6 million, before taxes and legal fees. He'd used forged documents, fake board meetings, offshore accounts, criminal fraud. When she confronted him, he was cold. "You're brilliant, Sarah, but naive. This is business. You created the tech, I created the value. I deserve the bigger piece."
We were partners, friends. I trusted you with everything.
Trust is a weakness in business. I thought you'd have learned that by now. She sued immediately. The lawsuit exposed everything. His fraud, his lies, his systematic betrayal over 18 months. The media covered it. Her reputation suffered. Investors wondered why she let it happen. Her next startup failed because no one would partner with that woman who got played. She lost her company, her savings paying legal fees, her marriage. Her husband couldn't handle the stress and left. Her health, stress-induced autoimmune disease. Michael Brennan didn't just steal her money, he stole her life. Outside the courtroom, Sarah stands in the hallway, staring at that mahogany door. Behind it, justice, vindication, the moment she's fought 3 years for. Also behind it, Michael, the man who held her at her mother's funeral, who knew her dreams, her fears, her vulnerabilities, who used all of it against her. Her phone buzzes. Text from her brother David. "Praying for you today. Get what he deserves." Another text from her therapist, Dr. Patel. Remember what we talked about. Closure, not revenge. There's a difference. Is there? Rebecca. Sarah, we need to go in. Now. Sarah. What if I drop it? Rebecca, turning sharply. What? Sarah. The lawsuit. What if I just let it go? Rebecca. Sarah, you've spent 3 years and $300,000 in legal fees getting to this moment. We're about to win. Why would you even think? Sarah. Because I'm exhausted. Because this rage is eating me alive. Because I go to sleep angry and wake up angrier. Because I don't recognize myself anymore. Rebecca. You're nervous. That's normal. But Sarah, if you walk away now, he wins. He stole from you and gets away with it. Is that what you want? Sarah. I want my life back. Rebecca. And this lawsuit will give it to you. $10 million. His reputation destroyed. Prison time. Justice. Sarah. Or revenge. Rebecca. There's nothing wrong with revenge when someone deserves it. And Sarah, he deserves it. The bailiff appears again, impatient. Bailiff. Counselor, Judge Harrison is waiting. If you don't enter now, he'll hold you in contempt. Rebecca. Sarah. Yes or no? Do we go in? Sarah looks at the door. Behind it, 3 years of pain, culminating in one moment. Sarah. Yes, we go in. 9:15 a.m., courtroom 7B. The courtroom is smaller than TV shows make them look. Fluorescent lights, worn wooden benches, the smell of old paper and anxiety. Judge Nathan Harrison, 67, sits at the bench, silver-haired, no nonsense, a man who's heard every lie and excuse. The jury, 12 people who hold Sarah's future in their hands, sit in the box, trying to look impartial. And there, at the defense table, sits Michael Brennan, 43. Sarah hasn't seen him in person for 18 months. He's thinner, grayer. His expensive suit can't hide the exhaustion in his eyes. Their eyes meet for a fraction of a second. She sees something there. Regret? Fear? Or is she imagining it? His lawyer, Martin Cross, is a shark in a $5,000 suit. The kind of attorney who defends the indefensible and sleeps fine. We're here for closing arguments in Michaels versus Brennan. Ms. Torres, you may proceed. Rebecca stands, commanding the room immediately. Your Honor, members of the jury, this case is about betrayal. Dr. Sarah Michaels spent 12 years building a company with her partner, Michael Brennan. She trusted him completely, and he used that trust to systematically defraud her of $36 million. She clicks a remote. Financial documents appear on screens. Rebecca, these are forged signatures, fake board resolutions, offshore accounts. Mr. Brennan didn't just make bad business decisions. He committed fraud, premeditated, calculated, criminal fraud. She turns to the jury. The defense will tell you this was a business dispute, a misunderstanding. But ladies and gentlemen, theft by a business partner is still theft. And when you steal $36 million, you don't deserve sympathy. You deserve justice. She sits. The jury is riveted. Mr. Cross, you're closing. Martin Cross stands, smooth, confident. Your Honor, members of the jury, my client made mistakes. Business decisions that, in hindsight, he regrets. But this is a civil case about contract interpretation, not a criminal trial. Dr. Michaels wants to paint herself as a victim, but the truth is more complex. Sarah's jaw clenches. Yes, the ownership restructured, but Dr. Michaels signed documents authorizing my client to make executive decisions. She was so focused on the clinical side, she neglected the business side, and now she wants to blame someone else for her own inattention. Objection. That's a gross mischaracterization. Sustained. Mr. Cross, stick to facts, not editorial. The fact is, Dr. Michaels received $6 million from the acquisition. That's not nothing. Yes, it's less than she expected, but business partnerships dissolve. People disagree. That doesn't make it fraud. He turns to the jury. If you find for the plaintiff, you're opening the door for every failed partnership to become a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Sometimes business relationships end badly. That's unfortunate, but it's not criminal, and it's not worth destroying a man's life over. He sits. Sarah feels her blood pressure rising. He's twisting everything, making her look greedy, incompetent. Judge Harrison. Ms. Torres, rebuttal? Rebecca. Dr. Michaels didn't neglect anything. She trusted her partner, and that trust was weaponized against her. The defense wants you to believe this is about hurt feelings, It's not. It's about forged documents. That's not interpretation. It's fraud. Judge Harrison. Thank you. The jury will now deliberate. Court is recessed until... Cross. Your Honor, before you recess, the defense has a statement. Judge Harrison. Make it quick. Cross nods to Michael, who stands slowly. He looks directly at Sarah. Michael. Your Honor, may I address the court? Judge Harrison. This is highly irregular, Mr. Brennan. Your attorney speaks for you. Michael. I understand, but I need to say something to Sarah. The courtroom goes silent. Judge Harrison. Keep it brief. Michael turns to face Sarah fully. Sarah, I know you hate me. You should. I destroyed our friendship. I destroyed what we built. And I did it because I was greedy and afraid and convinced myself I deserved more. His voice breaks. For 3 years, I've told myself it was just business, that you'd move on, that I didn't really hurt you. But that's a lie. I hurt you profoundly. I betrayed someone who trusted me completely. Sarah's hands grip the table. I can't undo what I did. I can't give you back the years you lost, the reputation I damaged, the pain I caused. I can only say, I'm sorry. I know that's not enough. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. But Sarah, I'm so deeply, profoundly sorry. Silence. Michael, sit down. Your Honor, I'd like to propose a settlement. Mr. Brennan, we're past the settlement phase. Full restitution, $36 million. Every dollar I took, plus interest. I'll liquidate everything. My house, my investments, my retirement accounts. It won't cover all of it, but I'll set up a payment plan for the rest. And Sarah, you can drop the punitive damages. You can let the jury go home. You win. Completely.
Your Honor, we'd like to discuss this with our client.
Obviously. Court will recess for 30 minutes. Ms. Michaels, confer with your attorney. The gavel strikes. Conference room, 9:45 a.m. Sarah and Rebecca sit in a small conference room off the main hallway. Rebecca is pacing, energized.
This is a gift, Sarah, a complete gift. He's offering full restitution. Do you understand what that means? You get your money back without waiting for the jury. No risk of appeal. Clean, immediate, done.
What about the punitive damages, the criminal charges? Rebecca, if you accept this deal, you'd drop the punitive claim. The criminal case is separate. The DA decides that, not you. But between us, if you settle civilly, the DA will probably offer Brennan a plea deal. Reduced sentence, maybe probation. Sarah, so he doesn't go to prison. Rebecca, maybe, maybe not. But Sarah, focus. You get $36 million. Your life back. Isn't that what you wanted? Sarah, I wanted justice. Rebecca, you're getting it. Justice is being made whole. Justice is restitution. You're not letting him off. You're accepting victory. Sarah, it doesn't feel like victory. Rebecca, because you want him to suffer the way you suffered. I get it. But Sarah, punitive damages are never guaranteed. Juries are unpredictable. If they come back and only award restitution, you won't get this apology, this moment, this closure. Sarah, he apologized because his lawyer told him to. It's strategy. Rebecca, does it matter? You get what you need either way. Sarah, what if I don't take the deal? What if I push for the full $10 million and prison time? Rebecca, then we go back in, the jury deliberates, and we wait. Could be hours, could be days. They might award full punitive damages. They might not. And if Brennan appeals, this drags on another 2 years. Sarah, but he'd go to prison. Rebecca, maybe. Sarah, why are you hesitating? This is everything you fought for. Sarah, is it? I fought because I wanted him to pay, to hurt like I hurt, to lose everything like I lost everything. But if I take this deal, he still has his freedom. His daughter still has a father. He still gets to rebuild. Rebecca, and that bothers you? Sarah, yes, it bothers me. He destroyed my life. Why does he get mercy when he showed me none? Rebecca, because you're not him. Because you're better than him. Because mercy isn't about what he deserves. It's about who you are. Sarah stands, walks to the window. Outside, the city moves on. People who aren't consumed by 3-year-old rage. People who sleep through the night. Sarah, what would you do? Rebecca, honestly, I'd take the deal. Get your money, get your closure, move on. Punitive damages won't give you peace, Sarah. They'll just extend the war. Sarah, what if I need the war? What if it's the only thing keeping me going? Rebecca, then you need to ask yourself, do you want justice or do you want revenge? A knock at the door. The bailiff. Bailiff, Judge Harrison is asking for your decision. Rebecca, we need 5 more minutes. Bailiff, you have 2. He leaves. Rebecca, Sarah, yes or no? Do we take the deal? Sarah closes her eyes. Images flash. Michael at her mother's funeral. His daughter Emma asking about her dad. The last 3 years of rage. The person she's become. Bitter, consumed, unrecognizable. Sarah, I don't know. Rebecca, you have to decide, now.
Sarah, I need a minute to think. She sits down, puts her head in her hands, and whispers to the empty room. What would Jesus do? The air changes. The fluorescent lights dim. The sound of the building, distant conversations, footsteps, the hum of ventilation, falls silent. Sarah looks up. The room is bathed in soft, golden light. Rebecca is frozen mid-gesture, mouth open, about to speak. The clock on the wall has stopped. 9:57 a.m. Sarah, standing slowly. What's happening? Voice behind her. A moment outside of time, so you can see clearly before you choose. Sarah spins. Jesus sits in the chair across from her. Not glowing, not ethereal, human, present, real. He's wearing simple clothes, carpenter's hands folded on the table. His eyes are kind but piercing. Sarah, backing against the wall. This isn't real. I'm having a breakdown. The stress finally... Jesus. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. There's a difference.
Who are you? Jesus. You know who I am. You called me 30 seconds ago. Asked what I would do. Sarah. This is impossible. Jesus. So is forgiving someone who destroyed your life. Yet here you are, being asked to do exactly that. Sarah. I'm not forgiving him. I'm deciding whether to accept a settlement or push for more. Jesus. You're deciding whether to choose justice or vengeance, whether to prioritize healing or punishment, whether to let go or hold on. Sarah, defensive. There's nothing wrong with wanting justice. Jesus. You're right. Justice is good. But Sarah, is that what you want? Or do you want him to suffer the way you've suffered? The question lands like a punch. Sarah. He deserves to suffer. Jesus. Maybe, but do you deserve to be the one who makes him suffer? And at what cost to your own soul? Sarah. My soul? He's the one who committed fraud. Jesus. And you're the one being eaten alive by rage. He stole your money, Sarah. Don't let him steal your peace, too. Sarah, tears starting. You don't understand. You don't know what he took from me. Jesus, standing. Don't I? Come with me. Let me show you something. He extends his hand. Sarah hesitates, then takes it. The conference room dissolves. The woman caught in adultery. They're standing in blazing sunlight. Ancient Jerusalem, stone buildings, dusty streets, the smell of spices and sweat. A crowd has gathered in a circle. Angry voices, righteous fury. Sarah, where are we? Jesus, a moment I lived. Watch. In the center of the circle, a woman, maybe 30, is on her knees. Her clothes are torn. Her face is bleeding. She's sobbing. Around her, religious leaders, Pharisees, hold stones. Their faces are twisted with contempt. Pharisee number 1. She was caught in the very act of adultery. The law of Moses says she must be stoned. The crowd murmurs agreement. Justice, righteousness, punishment for sin. A younger Jesus, the Jesus who walked this earth, steps forward. Young Jesus. Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone. He kneels, writes something in the dust. Sarah can't see what. The crowd goes silent. One by one, the men drop their stones. Starting with the oldest, they walk away, ashamed, convicted, until only the woman remains. Young Jesus, helping her stand. Woman, where are your accusers? Woman, looking around, shocked. They're gone. Young Jesus. Then neither do I condemn you. Go, and sin no more. She runs, weeping with relief. Sarah watches, stunned. Present Jesus, beside her. Do you see? She was guilty. The law demanded death. Justice required her blood. But I offered something else. Sarah. Mercy. Jesus. Radical mercy. Not because she deserved it, but because mercy is who I am. Sarah. But she didn't steal from you. She didn't destroy your life. Jesus. True. Let me show you someone who did. Peter's denial. The scene shifts. They're in a courtyard. Nighttime. A fire burns in the center. People huddle around it, whispering. Sarah, I know this story. Jesus, you know the facts, but you don't know what it cost me. In the shadows, Peter, one of Jesus' closest disciples, stands near the fire. He looks terrified. A servant girl approaches him. Servant girl, you were with Jesus of Nazareth. Peter, backing away. I don't know what you're talking about. Man in the crowd, you're one of them. I can tell by your accent. Peter, I swear, I don't know him. Another woman, I saw you with him in the garden. Peter, shouting now, I tell you, I don't know the man. A rooster crows, and across the courtyard, Jesus, bound, beaten, being led to trial, turns and looks directly at Peter. Their eyes meet. Peter's face crumples. He runs into the darkness, sobbing. Present. Jesus watches with Sarah. Sarah, he betrayed you. Jesus. 3 times. After 3 years of walking with me. After promising he'd die for me. When I needed him most, he denied ever knowing me. Sarah. So you never forgave him? Jesus. Watch. After the resurrection. The scene shifts again. Early morning. The shore of the Sea of Galilee. Fishing boats. The smell of fire and cooking fish. Peter is there, fishing with the other disciples, but his face is hollow, haunted. Jesus, resurrected Jesus, stands on the shore. Resurrected Jesus. Friends, have you caught anything? Peter, not recognizing him at first. No. Resurrected Jesus. Throw your net on the right side of the boat. They do. The net fills with fish. So many they can't haul it in. John, realizing, it's the Lord. Peter immediately jumps into the water, swimming desperately toward Jesus. When he reaches the shore, Jesus has breakfast waiting. They eat in awkward silence. Then Jesus turns to Peter. Resurrected Jesus. Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter, pain in his eyes. Yes, Lord, you know I love you. Resurrected Jesus. Then feed my sheep. A pause. Resurrected Jesus. Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter, confused, hurt. Yes, Lord, you know I love you. Resurrected Jesus. Then take care of my sheep. Another pause. Resurrected Jesus, 3rd time. Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter, voice breaking, tears streaming. Lord, you know everything. You know I love you. Resurrected Jesus. Then feed my sheep. Sarah realizes. Jesus asked 3 times, once for each denial, giving Peter a chance to affirm what he'd denied, restoring what was broken. Resurrected Jesus. Peter, when you were younger, you went where you wanted. But when you're old, you'll stretch out your hands, and someone will lead you where you don't want to go. A prophecy. Peter will die for Jesus. Crucified, tradition says. Resurrected Jesus. Follow me. Peter does. Restored. Forgiven. Sent back into ministry. Present Jesus and Sarah watch Peter walk away. Jesus. He betrayed me in my darkest hour. And I not only forgave him, I entrusted him with my church. He became the rock I built everything on. Sarah, but why? How could you trust him again? Jesus, because forgiveness isn't about whether someone deserves a second chance. It's about whether I'm willing to give one. Sarah, but Peter felt remorse. He was broken. Michael isn't. He only apologized because his lawyer made him. Jesus, are you sure? Or is that what you need to believe so you can justify your anger? Sarah doesn't answer. Jesus, come. One more thing. The crucifixion. The light darkens. They're on a hill. Golgotha. 3 crosses. The smell of blood and death. Sarah recognizes it immediately. She wants to look away. Can't. Jesus, dying Jesus, hangs on the center cross. His body is destroyed. Every breath is agony. Below, soldiers gamble for his clothes. Religious leaders mock him. The crowd jeers. He saved others. Let him save himself. Come down from the cross and we'll believe. Jesus' mother Mary weeps at the foot of the cross, held by the disciple John. Present, Jesus and Sarah stand a few feet away, invisible observers. Sarah, turning away. I can't watch this. Jesus, you need to. Sarah, why? I know how it ends. You died. You rose. Why do I need to see this? Jesus, because you need to understand what forgiveness costs. Sarah forces herself to watch. Dying Jesus looks down at the soldiers who nailed him there, the leaders who orchestrated his murder, the crowd that chose Barabbas over him. And he speaks. Dying Jesus, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. The words hit Sarah like lightning. Sarah, no, that's impossible. Jesus, I'm being tortured to death, innocent, betrayed by one disciple, denied by another, abandoned by the rest. And in my worst moment of agony, I ask God to forgive the people killing me. Sarah, tears streaming. Why? How? Jesus, because forgiveness isn't a feeling, Sarah. It's a choice. It's choosing to release the debt even when it's not paid. It's choosing freedom over bitterness. Sarah, but you're God. You're perfect. I'm not. I can't forgive like that. Jesus, you're right. You can't. Not on your own. But with me, yes, you can. He turns to face her fully. Jesus, Sarah, what Michael did to you was evil, real evil. He deserves justice. But you're confusing justice with vengeance. Justice is accountability. Vengeance is suffering for suffering's sake. And vengeance is poison. Sarah, so I'm just supposed to let him go? Pretend it didn't happen? Jesus, no. Forgiveness isn't pretending. It's not forgetting. It's not even reconciliation. It's releasing your right to punish. It's saying, I will not let your sin define my life anymore. Sarah, he needs to pay. Jesus, he will, either to you or to God or both. But Sarah, holding on to your rage doesn't make him pay. It makes you pay. Every day. You're the one in prison. Sarah sinks to the ground, sobbing. Sarah, I don't know how to let go. Jesus, kneeling beside her. I know. That's why I'm here. The real question. The crucifixion scene fades. They're back on the shore of Galilee. Peaceful. Quiet. Jesus sits beside Sarah on the sand. Jesus, let me ask you something. What do you want more? For Michael to pay or for you to be free? Sarah, both. Jesus, you can't have both. If your freedom depends on his punishment, then he still owns you. The only way to be free is to release him. Sarah, that's not fair. Jesus, no, it's not. Forgiveness is never fair. That's what makes it radical. Sarah, so I just take the settlement? Let him off easy? Jesus, is $36 million letting him off easy? Sarah, he's losing everything. His reputation, his career, maybe his freedom. He's not escaping consequences, but you're asking me if you should pursue extra punishment just to make him hurt more. Sarah, he deserves it. Jesus, maybe, but what about you? Do you deserve to spend more years consumed by rage? Do you deserve to let bitterness harden your heart? Sarah, I know what unforgiveness does. I've watched it destroy people from the inside. Is that what you want? Sarah, what I want is for the last 3 years to disappear. I want my company back, my marriage, my health, my peace. I want to be who I was before he betrayed me. Jesus, you can't go back, but you can go forward, either dragging the weight of vengeance or walking free into something new. I don't even know who I am without the anger anymore. That's what I'm offering you the chance to discover. Sarah watches the waves, the eternal rhythm. If I forgive him, what happens to justice? Justice still happens. You're still holding him accountable. You're still getting restitution. But you're releasing the extra pound of flesh, the part that's about making him suffer. What if I can't? What if I'm not strong enough? You're not. That's the point. Forgiveness this deep requires supernatural help. But Sarah, I didn't come here to tell you what to do. I came to show you what's possible. He stands, extends his hand. It's time to go back. Your choice is waiting. Sarah takes his hand. What would you do? I'd choose freedom, every time, because I know what bitterness costs, and it's more than $36 million. Sarah blinks. She's back in the conference room. Rebecca is mid-gesture, unfrozen. Have to decide now, Sarah. The judge is waiting. The clock reads 9:57 a.m. No time has passed. But Sarah has changed. She stands, takes a deep breath. I'm taking the deal. You're sure? No, but I'm doing it anyway. That's the right choice. Let's go tell the judge. They walk back to the courtroom. Sarah's hands are still shaking, but for a different reason now. 10:05 a.m. Back in the courtroom. Judge Harrison looks up as they enter. Ms. Torres, I trust you've conferred with your client? We have, Your Honor. Dr. Michaels accepts Mr. Brennan's settlement offer. Full restitution of $36 million plus interest. We'll drop the punitive damages claim. Murmurs ripple through the gallery. Mr. Brennan, you understand this is a binding agreement. You're committing to full restitution? Yes, Your Honor. Judge Harrison, very well. I'll approve the settlement. The jury is dismissed with the court's thanks. Dr. Michaels, Mr. Brennan, you'll work with your attorneys to finalize the payment schedule. He bangs the gavel. Judge Harrison, case dismissed. It's over. People start to leave. Rebecca shakes hands with Cross, discussing logistics. Sarah stands frozen. Michael approaches slowly, cautiously. Michael, Sarah? She turns, looks at him. Really looks at him for the first time in 3 years without the lens of pure rage. He looks older, tired, broken in ways money can't fix. Michael, thank you for accepting the settlement. I know I don't deserve... Sarah, you don't. Michael, I know. Sarah, you destroyed my life, Michael. You betrayed everything we built, everything I trusted you with. Michael, I did, and I'll spend the rest of my life regretting it. Sarah, good, because sorry doesn't fix what you broke. Michael, I know. Silence. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me, because I'm tired of hating you, because the rage is killing me, because I need to be free more than I need you to suffer. I understand. I'm not saying we're friends. We're not. I'm not saying I trust you. I don't. I'm saying I'm releasing you. I'm forgiving the debt, not because you earned it, but because I need to. Sarah, don't. Don't make this more than it is. I'm choosing to let go. That's all. You still have to live with what you did, but I'm not going to live with it anymore. She turns and walks away. Michael stands there, watching her go, tears streaming down his face. 2 weeks later, Sarah's apartment. Sarah sits on her couch, staring at a check. $5 million. The first installment of the settlement. It should feel like victory. It doesn't feel like anything. Her therapist, Dr. Patel, sits across from her. How are you feeling? Empty. Like I spent 3 years building toward this moment, and now that it's here, I don't know what comes next. The anger was giving you purpose. Now you need to find a new one. I thought I'd feel relief, but I just feel nothing. Forgiveness doesn't erase the damage, Sarah. It just stops the bleeding. Healing takes longer. Did I make the right choice? Do you feel freer? Sarah thinks. I don't know yet. I'm not consumed by rage anymore, but I'm also not happy. I'm just here. That's okay. Here is a good place to start. 6 months later, Sarah is sitting in a coffee shop when her phone buzzes. Email from an unknown address. Subject, thank you. She opens it cautiously. Dr. Michaels, you don't know me. My name is Emma Brennan. I'm Michael Brennan's daughter. I know you have no reason to care about my family. My father hurt you badly. And I'm not writing to defend him or ask for anything. I just wanted you to know, because you accepted the settlement instead of pushing for more, my dad didn't go to prison. The DA offered him probation and community service. He's working 3 jobs to pay you back, but he's here. He walks me to school. He helps with homework. He's at my soccer games. I'm 16. If he'd gone to prison for 20 years, I'd have lost him for the rest of my childhood. And I know that's not your responsibility. You didn't owe him mercy, but you gave it anyway, and that gave me my father back. I'll never understand what he did to you, but I wanted you to know, your choice changed my life. You didn't just save my dad, you saved our family. Thank you. Emma. Sarah reads it 3 times. Tears stream down her face. She doesn't know what to feel. Relief? Regret? Vindication? But something in her chest, something that's been clenched tight for 3 years, loosens slightly. 1 year later. Sarah is in a conference room, but this time, she's the one presenting.
Thank you all for coming. I'm excited to introduce MedTech 2.0.
On the screen behind her, a new company logo, a new cardiac monitoring device, a new beginning. She's rebuilt. Not the same company, something different, smaller, but hers. After the presentation, a young entrepreneur approaches.
Dr. Michaels, I'm starting a biotech company with my partner. Do you have any advice?
Sarah thinks.
Get everything in writing. Trust, but verify. And if someone betrays you, choose freedom over revenge. It's the only way to rebuild. Do someone betray you? Yes, and it almost destroyed me. But I learned something. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It's about refusing to let someone else's sin define your life.
18 months later, the email. Sarah is at her desk when an email arrives. From Michael. She almost deletes it, but something makes her open it. Sarah, I know we're not friends. I know you don't owe me anything, but I needed to tell you. I made the final payment today. $36 million. It took 18 months, 3 jobs, and liquidating everything I had. But it's done. The debt is paid. I'm not asking for forgiveness. You already gave that. I'm just saying, I kept my word. For once in my life, I did what I said I'd do. I'm in therapy now, trying to understand why I did what I did, trying to become someone different. It's hard work, but your choice to release me gave me the chance to do that work. I don't expect a response. I just wanted you to know, the debt is paid. Michael. Sarah sits back in her chair. The debt is paid. Not just financially, but spiritually. She types a reply. Michael, thank you for honoring the agreement. I'm glad you're working on yourself. I'm rebuilding too. It's been hard, but I'm learning that bitterness is more expensive than betrayal, and freedom is more valuable than revenge. I don't think we'll ever be friends again, but I don't hate you anymore. And that's something. Take care of your daughter. She wrote to me once. She's the real reason I made the choice I did. She deserves to have a father, even an imperfect one. Good luck, Sarah. She clicks send and realizes she means it. She doesn't hate him anymore. The rage that defined her for 3 years is gone. In its place, not happiness, not joy, but something quieter. Peace. 5 years later, present day. Dr. Sarah Michaels, 46, stands in front of an auditorium. 500 entrepreneurs and business leaders fill the seats. The banner behind her, from betrayal to breakthrough, building resilience in business. Sarah, 5 years ago, I lost everything. My company, my partner, my trust, and I had a choice. Spend the rest of my life punishing the person who hurt me or choose to rebuild. She clicks to a slide, a photo of herself from 5 years ago. Gaunt, hollow-eyed, consumed. Sarah, that's me at the worst moment of my life. I was so focused on revenge that I forgot to live. I wanted justice, but what I really wanted was for my betrayer to suffer the way I'd suffered. She clicks to the next slide, herself today, smiling, present. Sarah, this is me now. I rebuilt my company, my reputation, my life, but I couldn't do it while carrying the weight of rage. I had to make a radical choice, forgiveness. Murmurs in the audience. Sarah, forgiveness doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen. It doesn't mean reconciliation. It means releasing your right to punish. It means choosing freedom over bitterness. A hand raises. But doesn't that let the person off the hook? Don't they need to face consequences?
Absolutely. And my betrayer did. He paid back every dollar he stole. But I learned that there's a difference between accountability and vengeance. Accountability restores. Vengeance just multiplies pain.
Another hand. How do you trust again after betrayal?
You don't trust easily, but you learn to trust wisely. Betrayal teaches you discernment, and forgiveness frees you to try again without carrying the old wounds into new relationships.
A woman approaches Sarah, mid-30s, nervous.
Dr. Michaels, can I ask you something personal? Of course. My business partner embezzled $200,000 from our company. I caught him. I'm pressing charges, but my lawyer says if I settle, he'll avoid prison, and I'm torn. Part of me wants him to rot in jail, but part of me just wants to move on.
What do you want more? For him to pay or for you to be free? I don't know. Then ask yourself, 5 years from now, which version of yourself do you want to be? The one who spent years pursuing punishment or the one who chose to rebuild? You really forgave him, the man who betrayed you? I chose freedom, and that meant releasing him. Not because he deserved it, but because I deserved peace more than I deserved revenge. The woman nods, tears in her eyes. Thank you. That evening, Sarah's office. Sarah is packing up when her assistant knocks. Dr. Michaels, there's someone here to see you. He says it's important. Who? The door opens. Michael Brennan steps in. 5 years older, humbler, different. Sarah's breath catches. Michael, I'm sorry to show up unannounced. I'll understand if you want me to leave. What are you doing here? I saw your keynote was today. I watched the live stream, and I wanted to tell you something in person. Sarah waits. You saved my life. I don't... When you accepted that settlement, when you chose to forgive instead of destroy, it gave me a chance I didn't deserve. I spent the next 5 years rebuilding, not just financially, but as a person. I'm in recovery now, for greed, for narcissism, for all of it. And it's because you showed me what grace looks like.
Michael, I didn't do it for you.
I know, but it changed me anyway. I'm teaching now, business ethics at NYU, trying to help the next generation not make the mistakes I made. And Sarah, every time I teach about integrity, I tell your story. About how the person I betrayed chose mercy over vengeance, and how that mercy saved me. Sarah doesn't know what to say. I'm not asking to be friends. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know. Your forgiveness wasn't weakness. It was the most powerful thing anyone's ever done for me. He turns to leave. Michael, wait. He stops. I'm glad you're rebuilding. I'm glad you're teaching. And I'm glad Emma still has her father. You remember Emma? She wrote to me 5 years ago. Her letter was part of why I made the choice I did. How is she? She's at Stanford, pre-med. She wants to be a doctor, like you. Sarah smiles. Tell her I'm proud of her. I will. And Sarah, thank you for everything. He leaves. Sarah sits in her office, stunned. She never expected this. Reconciliation wasn't the goal. Freedom was. But somehow, in choosing freedom, she got both. That night, Sarah sits on her porch, watching the city lights. Her phone buzzes. Text from Emma Brennan. Dr. Michaels, my dad told me he saw you today. I just wanted to say thank you again. You changed our lives. I'm studying to be a doctor because of you. Hope that's okay. Sarah responds, more than okay. The world needs more doctors. Good luck, Emma. Your father is lucky to have you. She puts the phone down, looks up at the stars. 5 years ago, she stood in a courtroom with a choice: justice or vengeance, accountability or destruction. She chose the harder path, the radical path, and it set her free. 10 years later. Dr. Sarah Michaels, 51, is being honored at a medical innovation gala. MedTech 2.0 has developed groundbreaking cardiac technology that's saving thousands of lives. As she accepts the award, she looks out at the audience. In the back row, she sees him, Michael Brennan, older, grayer, but present. He's with his daughter Emma, now a resident physician. They make eye contact. He nods. She nods back. No words needed. In her acceptance speech, Sarah says, Sarah, 10 years ago, I learned that success isn't about what you achieve. It's about who you become while achieving it. I was betrayed profoundly, and I had a choice: become bitter or become better. I'm grateful I chose the latter. She pauses. Sarah, someone once showed me what radical forgiveness looks like, and it changed everything. So tonight, I want to dedicate this award to anyone who's been betrayed, who's been broken, who's wondering if they'll ever be whole again. You will, but only if you choose freedom over revenge, healing over hatred, grace over grudges. The audience stands, applauding. Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's the most powerful choice you can make. The world says, make them pay, make them hurt, make them regret. But Jesus says, release them. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness doesn't erase the damage. It doesn't pretend the betrayal didn't happen. It doesn't even require reconciliation. Forgiveness is choosing to release your right to punish. It's saying, I will not let your sin define my life anymore. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, and the most liberating. Because unforgiveness is a prison where you're both the prisoner and the guard. And the only one who can unlock the door is you. The question isn't, do they deserve forgiveness? The question is, do you deserve freedom? What would Jesus do? He'd forgive. Radically, completely, impossibly. Even from the cross.